Security lights flickered across polished airport floors as if scanning for secrets. The air felt sterile, slow, heavy. My wife stood ahead of me, heels tapping like a metronome of superiority. She slid her first-class ticket between two manicured fingers and waved it like victory. "Don't be dramatic," she smirked. "Economy is all you can handle." Her voice didn't sting. I had gone numb months ago. But there was something colder today, different. Like she expected compliance. Like she was performing dominance in broad daylight. I didn't argue. I simply placed my ID on the scanner. The screen flashed red. Security froze. A soft gasp from the airline agent. A man whispered into his earpiece. My pulse didn't change. I was used to red warnings. They usually appeared long before anyone noticed them. My wife frowned, hands on her hips. What now? The agent looked at me differently. "Sir, may we speak privately?" Her eyes narrowed. I saw it. The same panic I had watched develop slowly in my marriage. A fear of losing control. My phone vibrated. A call from my daughter-in-law. I almost ignored it. But something about the silence in the terminal made the ringing feel louder. I answered. "If you want to join Thanksgiving, come wash the dishes," she shouted. That tone, the command, the entitlement. I replied with one word: enjoy. I hung up. Later, she would call 71 times after seeing the photos of my villa in Switzerland. But in that moment, I realized something. People only respect the wealth they think you don't have. The airport became quiet. My wife shifted her weight and said, "Let's not make a scene." I stared at her, emotionless. The scene has already started. She didn't understand yet, but she would. Our marriage hadn't collapsed overnight. Betrayal was never loud. It was slow poison. Sips of disrespect. Lies served warm. Manipulation disguised as affection. It began with the Hawaii trip, a surprise I hadn't been invited to plan. She booked herself first class. She booked me economy. She didn't ask. She informed. That's how she operated. As if generosity were leverage. As if I should thank her for crumbs. But there were subtler signs. Her new perfume. Her new schedule. Her locked phone. Her laughter at messages she never shared. Her sudden girls' nights with people I never met. The way she spoke about me when she thought I wasn't listening. Belittling me, mocking my quiet nature. The worst betrayal wasn't infidelity. It was the belief that I wouldn't notice. That I was too weak to question her. The emails I found one night proved everything. They were like scars carved into truth. A relationship with another man. One she described as a real partner. Someone who deserved her. She wrote about me like I was an accessory she had outgrown. I sat there with the evidence open on my screen and felt nothing. Just a quiet, familiar emptiness. A void shaped like every ignored instinct. For weeks I remained silent, because the most effective revenge is collected in silence. I didn't argue, I didn't accuse, I didn't confront. I watched, I listened, I planned. And the more I observed, the more I realized something deeper. She needed power. She needed superiority. She needed a throne. What she didn't know was that I had already set the entire stage around her. Every humiliating word, every demand, every condescending order. I absorbed it, and I waited. I moved quietly, collecting information with surgical precision. Phone records, screenshots, bank statements, tracking empty transfers, hidden payments, hotel charges attached to her name. I found the reservation she made for her lover in Hawaii, the romantic suite, the champagne, the sunset cruise. Everything had my initials attached to the payment. She wasn't just betraying me emotionally. She was using me. I didn't confront her. I kept smiling. I let her believe I was weak. I let her talk down to me. I let her plan her paradise with another man and expected me to carry the luggage. I even let her think I didn't know about her daughter-in-law whispering behind my back, mocking my quietness, calling me spineless, complaining I didn't pay fast enough. People mistake silence for submission, but silence is where strategy lives. I prepared documents, rearranged accounts. I made one phone call that changed everything. Lawyers didn't shout, they didn't threaten. They moved with quiet power. I didn't just uncover the truth, I rerouted everything she valued back to me. Because revenge is never about shouting, it's about precision. The airline agent returned and handed me new boarding passes. 2, both first class. "Sir, your seat was upgraded. Complimentary." My wife's confusion shifted to fear. What is going on? I handed her a folder. Calm, mechanical. Inside were printed emails, photos, transfer records, legal documents, the updated travel reservation. She skimmed the first page. Her face cracked. "You knew?" I nodded. "I always knew." Her mouth trembled. "This is a mistake." "I didn't." "You did." Words were unnecessary. The pages spoke for me. The truth was louder than any confrontation. She whispered, "I can explain." "You already did." She looked small, human, breakable, exactly as she tried to make me feel. I didn't scream, I didn't gloat, I didn't touch her. I simply walked to the gate with both tickets and said, "I don't need passengers who treat me like luggage." She followed, begging, stumbling through excuses. I kept walking. Security stopped her at the gate. Wrong name on the reservation. Wrong passenger. Wrong life. She reached for me one last time. "Don't leave me." I looked at her like she was a stranger. I already did. Then I boarded the plane alone. She watched through the glass. Her expression collapsed. That was her punishment. Not the cheating being exposed, but losing the control she lived on. Power changed hands quietly. In Switzerland, the sky felt different, wide, empty, honest. My daughter-in-law called 71 times after seeing the photos of the villa. Suddenly, I was valuable. Suddenly, my presence was welcome. I didn't answer. People only value you when it benefits them. I stood on the balcony, watching the mountains cut through the sky like the truth cuts through lies. Silence wasn't weakness. It was the weapon. I finally understood what she never did. I was never the quiet one. I was the one waiting. I crushed the greedy shrew without raising my voice. And I didn't look back.